Hi, I'm Pastor Dave Burno, Temple Shalom, House of Yah, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Greetings. Wherever you might be today, just want to encourage you to know that Yah is in control. In this time of pandemic, there's a lot that is happening and there's many things that we need to make adjustments on. One of the things that I have noticed that people are making major adjustments just in your whole living arrangements, and the children not being off to school at a certain time, and the husband not necessarily being at home. No one's accustomed to him being at home, but now he's home all the time. And the wife may have been having a job and going out, but her job just got canceled, and now she's home all the time, and people are eating unscheduled, and there's a lot of adjustments that are being made. But I'm thankful today, and I want to encourage you that there's some things that should never necessarily change. Some things just have to get better as you go along your way. One of the things that don't change is the fact that sowing and reaping, the law of sowing and reaping, the law of the harvest, that doesn't change. Regardless of what man does. And the scripture even says that he would seek to change the times and the seasons. But the law of the harvest is something that remains, is something that would be consistently carried out from generation to generation. So it's important that in this time and the season that you recognize that what you do today may not be about you. That what you do today could be for your next generation. What you do today would make a difference between whether you're going to have something or whether you will not. From a spiritual level to a natural level, you have to know that what you do, every decision that you make, can have a profound effect on your family for generations to come. Why do I say that, and why do I believe that that's important? Even in the book of Proverbs, it says that a good man or a good woman would leave an inheritance even to their children's children. I'm very pleased to have two wonderful children that are now adults. Both of them have children of their own. And I have learned, I've experienced, and I've observed that the principles that I taught to them, they are now by default teaching those principles to their children. One of the principles that I taught my children, I never wanted my children to have an hourly wage job. And so even in their working with me, I would encourage them to just do the job, and you're going to compensate you for a job completed. And that being said, it is something that is important because so often people are so concerned about what are you going to pay me per hour that they then miss the point. With our children today, in the culture that we're currently living in, where the children are not really listening to the parents because they have something in their ear, some music in their ear, or some box beating in their ear, or some game is constantly playing in their mind to the point that it's getting into their subconscious where they're dreaming about games at night because it's been in their ears all day. That's just something that we must change. We must make an adjustment on that. There's a book that I read, I was able to pick up when I was raising my children. I was able to see a book that said how to talk so children will listen, and how to listen so children will talk. And many times we're trying to tell our children something, but I want to encourage you to know that it might be more important in this time that you find ways to get your children to speak so that you will be able to listen. And when we listen, we then can get an understanding for where they are. Right now in this culture of texting, in this culture of everything is on TV, in this culture of everything is just being communicated electronically, so often our children are being devoid of learning how to speak verbally, how to enunciate, how to share, how to tell you what's wrong. So you ask your children what's wrong? And they say, nothing. And you can see that something is wrong. You can see that something is wrong, but yet they are saying nothing is wrong. But you can feel their spirit. You can feel their attitude shift. You know that something is not quite right, but they haven't learned yet how to really verbalize what's going on the inside. And so I want to encourage you today to know that the process of sowing and reaping is not changing. And even with our children, more so than having money today, you may not have any money. Maybe your whole financial situation is on hold. But I want to encourage you, something that you can instill in your children, something that you can give to your children, something that you can cause your children to then build in themselves. And that is to teach them that they can't just wish for things, but they can desire something. So many of our children today have no clue. They don't even know what ambition is, but you can teach them in such a way that they will learn to be ambitious. And what do I mean by that? That means that they want something that they don't currently have, and that ambition will translate into a desire as opposed to I wish you a Merry Christmas. No, I don't wish you a Merry Christmas. The things that you desire, you know, now I'm going to show you, you need to work towards this. You need to save towards this. You can't spend everything that I put into your hand. Number one, I'm not going to put everything into your hand because I'm here to teach you. I will be your friend, but I'm not here to be your friend yet. I'm here to be a parent. So you say, parents, teach your children. Parents, instruct your children. Parents, direct your children. And that is what we are here to do. We need to be directing our children. And if this time is causing you to be at home, don't lament it. Don't be sad about it. Don't think that, oh, this is the worst thing in the world. These children are getting on my nerves and they won't listen and they won't clean up. And no, be the parent and go within yourself and say, yeah, what can I find good in this time? What can I say to my children that I wasn't able to say before? While I was off on a job, I don't know what they was doing. Now I had a chance to sit back one day and watch, and I see their movement. I see that one gets up early, the other gets up late. I see that one likes to eat and the other likes to fast. I see that one likes to tell the truth and the other one is always lying. I got a job to do as a parent because you don't know what you're dealing with. When you have two children, one might be named Adam and the other could be named Eve. They're not going to be exactly the same. They don't think about things the same. And so because our children may be different, we might use different approaches to get about the same result. But we have to build in our children a desire. In other words, we need to plant a seed in them. We need to plant into our children seeds of excellence. You know, in the psalm it says, O Yah, my Yah, how excellent is thy name in all the earth. And we need to know that Yah's name is excellent. His ways is excellent. So now, because we are his seed, because we are his children, we need to focus on excellence and teaching our children how to strive for excellence. If we're going to plant a seed, it might as well be a righteous seed. If we're going to plant a seed, it might as well be a seed planted in faith, like the mustard seed, so that things would be able to grow. Here's what you have to know, that some seeds that you plant are going to be eaten. Bible says that some seeds that were planted, the birds ate it, right? So the birds are going to get some of the seed. That's a given. That doesn't mean you should stop planting the seed. The birds are going to come down. They're going to get their fair share. Doesn't mean that you should stop planting. No matter what, your job as the sower is to plant the seed. You have to know that though the birds get some of the seeds, you have an obligation to continue planting. Your children are going to have birds in their ear telling them that they don't have to listen to their parents. That don't mean that you should stop talking to your children, but you have to know that you have to override the noise of your children's friends, of your children's parents' friends, and all of the neighbors saying things to your children that you didn't instruct them, that you didn't teach them. So now you have to teach them when? Early in the morning. You have to teach them as they walk by in the noonday. You have to encourage them. You know what? You are the seed of Abraham. You have to encourage them. You're going to make it. And I know that you didn't do as well as you wanted to do in school this year, but next year is coming. You're going to be able to do better. You keep planting in them the seeds of excellence. You keep encouraging them. That's enough TV right now. You've watched TV all day. You've been watched all kinds of shows. I don't even know what you've been watching, but that's enough of that right now. Right now, we're going to come in here. Let's get something to eat. Let's come in here and let's prepare something. Let me teach you how to cook. While I have time, I'm going to teach you how to cook. While I have time, I'm going to teach you how to read. I'm going to teach you and help you to develop in your ability to comprehend. I'm going to teach you how to work. In fact, I'm going to give you instructions. Now you're going to go and clean a bathroom. I'm going to show you how to make the bathroom shine. I'm going to show you what to do with chrome so that chrome would be like a mirror reflecting back your image. This room is so clean. The things that should shine are the things that are shining. I'm going to show you how to make the room even smell good, because some people are cleaning, but they don't have a clue to know that your senses are saying something in this bathroom just don't smell right. These are lessons that the parent have to be able to show and to teach and to know that you're planting a seed, that your children are going to develop to a place where they will know how to teach their children how to clean. Nothing worse in the world than for a young lady to just be nasty and her children nasty. Nothing worse in the world to walk into a house that's really immaculately, gorgeously outlaid by the architect, but the owners of that home don't understand the essence. You know what? You need to clean every day. The architect made the plan one time. The builders built it one time. Every now and then you might have to get a new roof or you might have to get a new window, but you necessarily should know you need to clean every day. It's like that when you plant. Some things you'd only have to do once. You plant the seed once. But then after that, you have to cultivate. You got to get the weeds out every day. After that, you got to water every day. You got to be sure that you put the seed in an environment where the sun is going to shine it when? Every day. So watering, planting, cultivating, the sun shining, these are things that are needed every day. The reality is the birds are going to get some, and that's okay. You still are required to sow the seed, cultivate the ground. You got to keep on. Listen, some seeds that you plant might even fall on rocky ground. That's okay. That's going to happen. You don't have control over that, but you must be able to know your job is to continually plant that seed. Sometimes the soil will be shallow. The seed doesn't get a chance to really get down deep enough to be able to come forth. That's out of your control. Sometimes the sun will burn the seed up. That's out of your control. The ground that the seed is planted in could be affected by too much sun, but that's out of your control. But what is in your control is that you got to keep right on planting. Know that some seeds won't stay. Some will go away. That is okay. You got to learn now to how to discipline even your disappointment after you have deposited the seed and you have watered the seed and you have cultivated, and all of a sudden nothing happens. What you didn't know was that the little fox destroyed the vine. They done came in and destroyed what you had laid out. That happens sometime, but keep sowing the seed. This time, in this process, in this place where we are, the seeds will fall on thorny ground. Don't let that discourage you. Don't be discouraged in well-doing, knowing that you shall reap if you faint not. I don't care how many times your son or daughter may have went off with the other parent. Maybe you're separated right now. Maybe you thought you would be married and together forever, but you had to go through separation. You had to go through divorce. Now you have to deal with divorce court, and you got to deal with child issues and parenting issues and financial issues. Don't let that discourage you from all always seeking to plant a righteous seed. Do the right thing even when you don't feel like it. Don't try to withhold that which is not truly yours to withhold. You can't stop the process that Yah have put in motion. You be able to tell Yah, listen, I've done what you have told me to do. I put now, this is in your hand. Some plant, some water, but Yah gives the increase. If it fall on thorny ground, the thorns come up and choke it. That you don't have control over that, but you have control over the planting of the seed. I want to encourage you to know that the thorns are going to get some, right? The ground is going to not receive some. The birds are going to get some. But you keep right on doing your part. The Bible says that children are a heritage of Yah. He said that we should suffer little children to come unto me and forbid them not, for such is the kingdom of Yah. The children need an example to follow. I want to encourage you to make an adjustment on your own life. If there's anything that you have observed that need to be changed, just know that you have the power to make a change. You can make a difference. If you have a little plot of ground, whatever land that you're in charge of, whether you have one child or whether you have many children, if you have no children, you still have the power to be effective in someone's life, to plant a seed. You may not have any money today. If that is the case, go on the inside. Look for your value. Look for your wisdom. Look for the experiential knowledge that you have to be able to share that with another. Everything is not all about the money, yet money answers all purposes. So you want to teach your children how to value things. You want to teach your children to not be wasteful. You want to teach them how to, in fact, make everything grow, to make everything double. In St. Luke, the 19th chapter, there was an example of that where some of the gifts were given out. I really don't understand. Sometimes I need somebody to communicate with me. But when I look at the scriptures, when I look at situations that occur, I look at the examples that we are given, I then know that we are here for a reason. And one of the reasons that we're here, that is to grow. One of the reasons that we're here is to be able to continually sow and know that we shall reap if we faint not. Whatever good that you're going to do today, you continue to do good. The scripture even encourages us to do good unto all men, but especially the household of faith. Your children, encourage them today. Your children, never give up on them. Your children, give to them everything that you are, all that is within you. What the sum total of your life experience, pour it out into your children. It will prove to be a blessing to you. Listen, I'm going to tell you something that you may not know yet. You may not know this. This is not really a secret. It's not really a secret. But the truth is, you're not going to experience your greatest joy until you have a granddaughter that looks just like your daughter. I just want to tell you this. In living and nurturing my daughter, it was such a pleasure. And not a day did I ever doubt that Yah had done this. Not a day did I ever regret being a father. Not a day did I ever wish that I didn't have the responsibility that I had to provide, to protect, to nurture, to teach. I never, ever regretted that awesome responsibility. But just recently, I received a call, and in receiving that call, my granddaughter said, "Hey, Pop. My granddaughter's named Madison, and she said, 'Hey, Pop. And I told my daughter, FaceTime me. You know, I'm old school. I still have old Galaxy phone. Everybody done graduated to iPhone and they got all of these technological advances that I don't have yet. However, they found a way to FaceTime me on Facebook. And I noticed immediately the things and the principles that I had taught my daughter, she was teaching them to her daughter. And I just want to encourage you to know that the seed that you are planting today with your children, by default, you really are teaching your grandchildren. The love that you share with your children, stop cussing at them. Wait, stop cussing at your kids, right? Stop calling your kids bad names. Listen, stop prohibiting your young sons from working and just giving them everything. Don't give them everything, but teach them how to sow seed. Teach them how to cultivate the ground. Teach them how to go inside and how to produce something that they will always have what they need. Get 1 gallon of paint and let them paint the room. It's only $30. You waste more than that at McDonald's with the bad food you've been giving them. Let them get a gallon of paint and say, hey, paint your own room. What color you want it to be? You don't have to go in there no more. Shut the door and let them paint their room. You don't have to look at it, but make them understand and appreciate the process of how to make things better. If you would put your soul and everything that is within you into nurturing, protecting, teaching, and sowing into your children, you're going to reap a benefit like never before. One day, you're going to be able to hear your own grandchildren say, hey, Pop, Pop. And it will be in that moment that you will know that the seeds that you planted was worthwhile. This is Pastor Dave Burno. I've enjoyed this moment of being able to share with you. If you ever want to visit with us online, you can connect with us on Facebook at Temple Shalom House of Yah, Temple Shalom House of Yah, Temple Shalom HOY on Facebook, Temple Shalom HOY on YouTube. On Saturdays, it is our intention for as long as this is required that we will be able to share something with you at 2 p.m. on Saturdays. Yes, we do celebrate the seventh-day Sabbath. Yes, we do believe that the laws of the Most High are right. Yes, we do believe that the principles that Yahshua spoke about are principles that we can embrace and principles that we can live by. I want to encourage you to increase your faith. I want to encourage you to keep doing what you have been doing that's working. I want to encourage you to analyze, review, and observe everything that is going on in your home and to be able to pinpoint the things that just aren't working. You're going to recognize that the things of Yah's word, that his instructions are true, that his ways are past our finding out, that whatever instructions that Yah have given you, they were good then and is still good now. If there's something in your house that's not working, this is a good day to say, I'm going to make a change. I'm going to make an adjustment in this situation. If you have one child that loves to cook and one child that hates to cook, don't make them do the task they just hate. You can teach them, but observe, what do he love? And push them in that area where they love. Maybe this child is destined to become a caterer. And so now you can push them in that direction. All I'm trying to tell you is that when you plant the seed, every seed has an end result, the fruit that it will bear. You may not know up front what it is, but the Bible lets us know that you will know a tree by the fruit that it bears. I want to encourage you to not expect a pear tree to come from an apple seed. Just don't expect it. Your children may be distinctively different. It is then our job to observe them and to see what gifts and talents that Yah have given them, to be able to encourage them in that area, to not discourage them, to know that all of us have value at something, though that we may not be able to do everything. If you're ever in the Philadelphia area, you can find us at 1524 West Champlos Avenue. If ever you would like to sow a seed, even to help to spread in this ministry and to the glory of Yah and in the kingdom of Yah, if you want to do Cash App, it's $ at TSHOY 7. $TSHOY 7. I'm grateful today. We also have a PushPay application. If you would go to PushPay, you will be able to find a way that you can download the information and be able to donate via PushPay. I'm thankful today for all that Yah have done. Thankful for him making a way. I'm thankful for the doors that he have opened. I'm thankful for this time to even share with you. I pray that something that we have said will encourage you to continue to do what you do, and that is to sow a seed every day, knowing that if you continue to sow, you will one day reap. So don't be weary in well doing, for you shall reap if you faint not.